Hey everyone, it's Dr. Jarret. I'm back again. I'm here for my usual 1 p.m. Eastern Time broadcast. I was just out and about today and thought that I'd give a little bit of words and advice, as I usually do, for all of you parents out there. So, one of the things that you may have missed from last week was really getting your kids ready for back to school. Getting them ready for their back to school sleep schedule, making sure that they would get themselves together as far as getting their rest early and getting them on that sleep cycle before school actually starts. So I know this week a lot more of you guys out there have your kids in school, and it's just one of those kind of part 2 back to school episodes that we'll talk a little bit about bullying today. So I'm just waiting for a few more people to come into the room, and we'll get started. So you see I'm here today with the bowling alley, and the bowling alley is what really made me think about kids and being inside of bullying time. You get that bowling ball rolling down the lane, knocking down all those pins, and it just doesn't make any sense to the kids in school if you use that analogy of bowling balls and pins. And unfortunately, it's a real situation that leads to many other things. So thank you guys for entering the room and watching the broadcast today. I'll give it to you wherever I am on location. Thanks, Adrian, for tuning in today. It's my normal 1 p.m. broadcast that I do every Tuesday Eastern Time. Dr. Jarret is live streaming on Facebook. So I make sure that I give you guys a new topic. If you guys ever have ideas for new topics, just message me at Dr. Jarret, spell out Dr. J-A, 2 R's, E, 1 T, and make sure that you're letting us know what you want to hear about. I do get messages from a lot of you guys from time to time, and they're really good topics and thoughts. So make sure you check out the page. When you get on the page, make sure you like the page. So we wait for a couple more minutes, but allow me to introduce myself. I'm Dr. Jarret. I'm your board certified pediatrician who's here to help you busy parents out there get better control over your kids and better behavior out of your kids. And I'm going to do this through my live streams, through my books, through my programs that will be available to you guys, and I'll be right there along the journey with you to get there and get your child better. So I want you guys to check out my Facebook page at Dr. Jarret. That's spell out Dr. J-A, 2 R's, E, 1 T, and like my page. So today's topic is one of those that comes around every school year. So a lot of kids are back in school now. If they're not, they're going to be going back in the next week or two. But bullying is a serious subject that's affecting a lot of kids throughout. So I wanted to make sure that you parents out there were aware of the things that can happen with your child and some of the warning signs to look out for. So if your child is being bullied, some of the things you look out for, that they've probably not had exposure to this bully all summer, so they've kind of got back into their normal routine and habits and mannerisms of doing things. One of the things that you look out for is a change in behavior. So it could be a change in behavior that maybe feel sadder than they normally are. They could not lose interest in things. They could really dread going to school. Dreading going to school can manifest in a few different ways. It could be illnesses that they have, maybe frequent headaches or stomach aches that started with the onset of school, and reasons that they may not go to school. Kids who are bullied often don't reach out to their parents about it because they really fear the person, the actual bully, and fear of retaliation from the bully. So it's one of those things where you really need to pay attention to the subtle symptoms and signs that your child might be displaying to you, because it could be something that may really affect them. If it goes unchecked for long periods of time, this can lead to behavior problems. This could lead to the bully victim actually going around and bullying people or having violent outbursts against people and ways to fight back or to reassert the control themselves. It also leads down the pathway to depression. So one of the things that you guys heard me talk about a few weeks ago are the subtle signs of depression. So make sure that you are paying attention to your children, and you can go back and look at the depression video just to get a sense of some of the signs and symptoms of depression. But if you're noticing your child is maybe having a lack of appetite, some of these things are subtle signs that they could be bullied at school. Now, one of the good things is that with bullies now, bullying is really a top priority in a lot of schools, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't happen. When many of us parents were in school, bullies were a fact of life, and it's something you had to get through, and the teachers, principals, nobody really cared in the meantime. But now schools are paying a lot more attention to it. Bullies are being held accountable and getting in trouble in many times. So this is a discussion that you're going to have with your children, particularly if you're finding there is some subtle signs of the child being depressed or being bullied. So this kind of goes along with the traditional physical bullying that tends to happen out there. One other form of bullying that happens particularly for tweens and teens is cyberbullying. So this is bullying that's happening not in a physical manner, like someone stealing lunch money. This is actually something that happens over the internet. So it can happen over your computer, it can happen over your cell phone, it can happen with different things that are going on with each of the individuals. So all in all, it's something that can happen and you really don't know. So if your child does have a cell phone or a tablet, make sure that you have all the passcodes to that tablet, that you have access to all the apps that are on that phone or that tablet. The reason being is that it's something that parents tiptoe around. They want to give their child some privacy, but at the same time, well, you pay the bills for the phone, you pay the bills for the internet connections at home. You need to have that control and let your children know that you have control over those cell phones, over those tablets, over those apps, because you may need to go looking through their things to see if they are being victims of cyberbullying. Or on the flip side, that innocent child face that you look at, you couldn't imagine that your child could be a bully, but in some instances your child is actually the bully. So they could be bullying others and being mean, both in a physical sense or on a cyberbullying kind of way. So I want to make sure that you guys are in tune to that specific piece, that your child could actually be a bully or a victim. That being the case, if you notice your child has money or maybe new things, or you have your 12-year-old and you're wondering where they got that Rolex, ask them, because they could be victimizing other children. And it's something that really should stand out in a family and a conversation, because it will lead to having trouble in school. It will lead to maybe even police involvement these days. The police are getting involved in a lot more in school issues that traditionally were held just in school. So make sure you're really following these subtle signs of your child either being a victim of bullying or being an actual bully, because this is something that still happens day to day. It could happen on the walk to school, it could happen on the bus to school, it could happen in after school activities. Just pay attention, because bullying is something very real. The final nugget that I'll give you guys today is really checking into stopbullying.gov. It's a government website that does have a number of resources for parents, for teachers, for children themselves that will really help with bullying. And it will let your child have a more wholesome and comfortable life as a result. don't be afraid to start that conversation with them. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm Dr. Jarret, spell out doctor, J-A, 2 R's, E, 1 T. And I'm here as your board certified pediatrician to give you tips on ways to manage and take care of your children in a better way, get better control over your children's behavior. And I will do this through my books, my programs, my live streaming. You guys give me a topic, I'll stream about it. Find me on the Dr. Jarret Facebook page. Again, spell out doctor, J-A, 2 R's, E, 1 T. And I'm gonna want you to get out there and like my page. I'll continue the content and I'll keep it going. You will see me here every Tuesday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, Facebook live streaming. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Again, thank you for tuning in.